lights are illuminating a new era in Jamaica's film industry. It's a financial pool that gives local filmmakers latitude to harness their full creative potential. Visual clarity for capturing authentic Jamaican culture experiences through the creative lenses.
The Ministry of Finance and the Public Service, in its partnership, will provide, Madam Speaker, an initial amount of $1 billion over 2 years, with $500 million in 23-24 in financing for the establishment of the Jamaica Screen Fund.
It's a stellar partnership with the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce to provide the right financial backing to drive Jamaica's film industry. The work of the Screen Fund will be executed through the Jamaica Film Commission, an arm of the government's investment agency, the Jamaica Promotions Corporation, JAMPRO. Former Film Commissioner Renee Robinson has served as a guiding light to the establishment of the long-awaited Jamaica Screen Fund. Renee tells us more about the strategic role the fund will play in expanding Jamaica's film industry. What is the Jamaica Screen Fund?
Before I tell you exactly what the fund is, what I do want to tell you is that the fund is going to be a game changer for Jamaica. So the Jamaica Screen Fund, the inaugural Jamaica Screen Fund, is going to provide an opportunity for the government of Jamaica to support local content through the development and productions phases.
How much work went into the establishment of?
So much work. Oh my gosh, there's just been so much happening, and the hard work starts now of being able to structure the governance, the management process, and to make sure that it is transparent, sustainable, that it demonstrates impact, and that we're able to utilize it to really identify high potential projects that are going to be able to have economic impact and commercial viability in the future.
And how exactly will the fund work?
We're still working out the details of how the fund will function. The ultimate goal is support for local, but of course there's going to need to be some avenue for support and for collaborations internationally, because our ultimate goal is to make sure that our local content gets seen internationally and has access to new audiences.
So how did the ministry work to get the fund established?
We saw that there was a need to develop this part of our economy, to employ more people, make sure people who have the natural abilities get a chance. It was a discussion between Minister of Finance, Dr. Nigel Clark, and myself. We decided to set up a fund to make sure people can have some assurance that there is funding for their ideas.
How will the Screen Fund be structured?
Structured with a board, most likely from private and public sector. They're supposed to manage, rather govern the project so that there's transparency, so there's accountability, and so that there's performance. You're going to see how much you spend, who you spend it on, what's the return, how many people you employed, how many artists were involved, how much information was passed on from the outside filming company to our local people, over what period of time do we get to begin and start and fund and deliver our own movies.
Here at the Caribbean School of Media and Communication at the University of the West Indies, Mona campus, Adjunct Lecturer Kevin Jackson shares his expectations of the Screen Fund for students in film production.
It means many things. This Film Fund is, a long time coming. It's something that we definitely need. I do believe that this is an opportunity for students to be able to work on bigger projects. With the fund stimulating more productions, there'll be more places for students to work and gain the experience they need to, get to that level.
Jackson is also hoping that the Screen Fund will make provisions for animated films.
Jamaica is definitely in a position where we need more animated content. We have tons of children's stories that can be converted into animation. We have tons of ideas that have been pitched at Kingston, that have been pitched in the animation networks, that have been pitched all over the Caribbean, even in Anime Caribbean, that can become something big, and this Film Fund can help to get those animations made.
The Screen Fund is set to revolutionize Jamaica's film industry and create an ecosystem to ensure its sustainability. President of the Jamaica Film and Television Association, JAFTA, Saeed Thomas, says it is providing hope for Jamaica's film industry.
So I think the overall feeling is one of hope that with this it gives better access and it gives more of an opportunity to see if we can step into feature films and episodics and just overall more content for Jamaica.
JAFTA is known for its film development initiatives that are centered around developing the best in local content. It's why Saeed believes that with the right funding, Jamaica will release more content for the international market.
With the Film Fund, there's more content. With more content means you are able to market better and you are able to push the content on an international platform. And especially one of the major things we've had here is content with lower production value. So I would hope that the Film Fund will be able to improve our production value, improve our storytelling, which would then mean that we will be more competitive on the international market.
I think the Screen Fund is going to really help to reposition Jamaica. So when I started in the role, and as you know, I go to the various film festivals, and you know, the questions and the discussions that were being held at that time was more around, oh, I want to come and shoot in Jamaica. Do you guys offer incentives? You know, what is the process? How do I apply for a permit? You know, those kinds of things. And then more recently, we're starting to see that in market internationally, persons are asking, how can I see Jamaican film? What are Jamaicans creating and where can I see it? So there's a global demand, and that has been a very recent shift. I would say those conversations started happening, you know, from 2019, 2020.
Renee also adds that unaudited data for January 2022 to February 2023 shows film production expenditure, which is money that goes directly into the Jamaican economy, at $22 million. Jamaica also celebrates an historic film achievement as local film Raw Materials has qualified for an Academy Award Oscar nomination for 2024. What are the plans to increase the pool of funds in the future?
If after we put in this fund, we see that the new film commissioner and the new project manager work together to make sure they get maximum use out of this money, and we will be monitoring it, then of course, as we see that money, that investment really did create new sources of energy, innovation, and films, because that's what we're talking about, then there is that gives the impetus for the government to fund more.
The Jamaica Screen Fund is positioning Jamaica's film industry for growth and attracting more partnerships and opportunities for the sector. It's providing a greater reach for Jamaican films on the international market.